Hello everybody, welcome back. It's of course Sport Federation TV, where we keep taking a look at sport in the province, and of course, as we know, things are difficult at the moment and a lot of COVID complications, but nevertheless some of our sports codes are still active and of course have been trying to stay as active as possible, and we continue to profile our local players, our local coaches, our local clubs. One of the teams from the Cape Town area is of course Glendene United, and we're lucky enough to have the team manager for Glendene United, Lyle Barreiro, on the line with us. Lyle is currently all the way up in Mpumalanga. Lyle, welcome to Sport Federation TV.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Yeah, first time for us to have you on the show. I've got a sneaky feeling you might have been in the studio with us before. But of course, Lyle Barreiro is a name, a household name. We all know this name. I'm not quite sure from where. I might have picked it up historically through the Good Hope FM circles or somewhere along the line there. But Lyle, let's start at the beginning. You're team manager for Glendene United. Before we talk about the ABC Motsepe League and how well you guys have done and the road that you've travelled, just give us a bit of a snapshot of your own history and and Glendene United.
Okay. Well, personally, I mean, I've been involved in football pretty much all my life, and I come from a family of footballers, so it's in the blood, it's in the genes. And I joined Glendene United in 2015, February of 2015. I recall very clearly. It was one of the milestones in my footballing career. I joined in Feb 2015, as I said. Quite interestingly enough, I was chatting to the head coach, the current head coach, Bradley August, about this last night. He actually brought me into the club to come and coach the Bay Hill team. That is, there's a very prestigious tournament called the
Yes, yeah, no, of course, yeah.
And I took that team in 2015, and I've been at the club ever since. Glendene has got a pretty rich history. People often stop us in the street, the sort of the legends of the game, and say, Glendene United. But there was a really well-known Glendene United way back, and I think it sort of fell by the wayside, and then it picked up again about 12 or 15 years ago, and it's been going really, really strong. In football development in South Africa, in Cape Town, should I say, and we finally now, making a little bit of inroads in the amateur scene as far as ABC League is concerned.
So now you guys are now you've had a pretty successful season. Glendene United, of course, in the ABC Motsepe League. Put that connection for us together. Glendene United, ABC Motsepe League. You're finding yourself in Mpumalanga. Before you tell us about the Motsepe League, how does the connection work? How do you get into the Motsepe League?
Yeah. So this is certainly not new to the football fraternity. You've got many local football associations all over the country. So these LFAs, as an example, we belong to the Manenberg LFA, but there are LFAs all over the different regions of the Western Cape, and so on and so forth. So you've got LFAs in Paarl, you've got LFAs in the Cape Town Tygerberg League, in the league, in the Cape District League, in the East Plain District. And all of these amateur teams have got, all of these amateur leagues have got super leagues or their premier leagues, and the winners of those premier leagues usually play for a spot in the SAB League. Now, the SAB League is the league below us, but it's considered, it's a prestigious amateur tier. You really got to work very hard to get there. And these SAB leagues, there are quite a few in the Western Cape. I think there are about 7 or 8. And SAB League would see a season out, and the winners of those then play in a playoffs. In a playoffs, should I say, and that the winner of that one comes into the into the ABC Motsepe League. So it's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's a promotional league, and ours is the highest amateur league, the ABC Motsepe. It's sponsored by the Motsepe Foundation.
And tell us a little bit about the squad itself, Lyle, in terms of how many players traveled together with you, and some of the dynamics about that. I mean, we're of course under very difficult conditions at the moment, and things are not the same as they used to be back in the day. And we do see sports teams traveling at the moment, and the conditions around team environments is quite challenging. How many guys did you manage to get up there, and how have you guys been doing from a sort of a team perspective?
Yeah. So just a little bit of background. When you're in the ABC Motsepe League, you try and source players from far and wide. You are looking for, the cream of the crop on an amateur level. You're looking for sometimes former professionals to bolster your team. And so we've got players from Boncheville, we've got players from Heiderveld, from Elsies River, from Belhar, all over the show. Mitchell's Plain is a massive breeding ground for footballers in Cape Town. So they come from all over the show. Prior to the season, we needed to have a COVID-19 operational plan that needed to be submitted. We needed to get authorization from facility management. We needed to get authorization from police, just to state that what we were doing was authentic, and that we were what's the word I'm looking for? Not obliging. We were sticking to the rules. So that we managed all of that successfully, even at game time as well. We play in a public facility, and we needed to ensure that we managed the crowd. So we had to lock the gates. We needed to get permission for that, so that we didn't become a super spread event. So those protocols were in place, and again, we just needed to make sure that we were doing regular pre-screening. We were doing regular temperature checks on a daily basis, and all of this information needed to be submitted prior to us coming to the tournament. And we were fortunate enough, along with all other clubs, to have brought all of our players. We've got a total staff of 29, which includes 23 players and 6 technical staff.
Lyle, let's wrap it up with some of the game experiences up in Mpumalanga. Of course, I mean, you guys have had a fantastic season just to get there. Give us a sort of an overview of your personal feeling of the performances.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of the format. As I said, we've got the 9 provinces who all send in a team, and these 9 teams are broken up into 3 groups of 3, and the winner of each group goes into the semi-final. Now, of course, that means there's 1 spot available, and so what the format allows for is the best second place team to then go through. And we were top of our group. I'll give you the rundown of the matches we played now, but we were top of our group, and the team that came second in our group got best second place. They then went on to play Hungry Lions, who beat them, and we got to play Glendene City Rovers, who beat us, unfortunately. The fields are certainly a lot harder up north than they are where we are based. So it was important for that. I mean, of course, the weather conditions, I believe in Cape Town it's been raining, and we were playing in 33, 34 degrees Celsius. So that was challenging, but we drew our first game to Mvoti, and then we won our second game 3-2, and that put us top of the table. You only played 2 games, and then, as I said to you, we then got drawn to play the later game. The semi-finals take place on the same day. The one was at 11, and the other one was at 3, and we played the 3 p.m. match against Platinum City Rovers, and it was a real challenging match. So that was the case going into the last game, and the legs were really tired of our guys, and so the plan was to try and see it out. It wasn't pretty football. The game was actually aired, I think, on one of the local channels, and ended up drawing 0-0. We had a couple of opportunities. They did too. They had the better opportunities, and to be honest, had they taken them, we'd have probably lost. We then went into penalties with a real shot, and JP, I'm sure you're aware of how the penalties work in soccer. I know you know that soccer's not your first love. I know you long enough to know that you are right. Here's the thing: we lost. We missed our first 3 penalties, and they scored theirs, and that was it. That was the end of it. So it was a little bit unreal. We came back, got into the bus, got back to the hotel, and everybody. I think if there were 4 words said between the field and the hotel room. It was a lot. You know, we were devastated to say the least. But anyway, we're alive and we're healthy.
No, well, Lyle, one way or the other, it's a fantastic achievement. You know, the fact that you're here means that you're top of the pile. You and the players and everybody there representing the Western Cape, you guys need a big pat in the back. Obviously, it hasn't been an easy road, and listening to your story is fascinating. And I think from our side, congratulations either way. I think we're very proud to know that you guys are representing the province up there, and we're looking forward to seeing, you know, more about what the progress is of Glendene and the Motsepe Cup. And all we can say to you and the players up there is stay safe, stay protected, and we can't wait to find out more.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and yeah, hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks, Lyle. Lyle Barreiro, team manager, Glendene United, and well, the team obviously have done fantastic, and well done to Glendene United and the guys, and looking forward to see what comes next from the ABC Motsepe League, folks. We will of course keep following their progress and bring that to you as and when we get it. And this is, of course, a reminder, folks, to all of you that are out there. Please remember, follow the health and safety protocols. You see the campaign that is running at the bottom of the screen there. Hashtag Sport Against COVID. Please use that code. Make your short videos to remind people to wash their hands, practice social distancing, and, of course, always wear a mask. We'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking about sport in the province. Back in a sec.